Hi guys, welcome to Moonsong Mystic. I'm Amber. If you're interested in a personal session with me, check out my website, moonsongmystic.com. It feels like it's been forever since I've recorded in this sacred space. All space is sacred, but yeah, it's good to be here. I want to share a little story with you guys. I was meditating this morning and I don't know how I ended up exactly where I did, but I was reminded of this memory of me in my early teens. And, you know, I grew up in a religious cult, was born into it, completely immersed in it, completely brainwashed. And I, also experienced a lot of other trauma and abuse. And by the time I was in my early teens, the effects of that were really surfacing in the form of mental illness, specifically anorexia. So, in this memory of me, I'm really anorexic and I'm praying to the God of my understanding at that time. And I can remember it like it was yesterday. There was so much sincerity, and I was saying to God, and again, just the God of my understanding, as far as where I was at in life at that time, in that moment. And I was saying, please don't ever let me go. Please don't ever let me go. And I can remember, knowing that I was really sick, that I was starving myself, but I also was experiencing like a lot of peace and a lot of, like I felt powerful in my own life because, um, that's how anorexia, that's part of why people struggle with that form of mental illness, is it makes them feel powerful and in control, right? So I was in this weird, like, I don't know, it's like even at that young age, and even being so limited and having such a warped perception of a higher power at that time, I knew there was a plan for my life. I knew I was created for a purpose, and I knew I wasn't well, right? And I was, asking my higher power to just keep me. Um, and it was cool because as I was connecting with that girl and bringing her home, integrating her back into me, um, one of the aspects of wholeness is connecting with those past versions of ourselves, right? And bringing them back in and loving them, becoming whole with all the different versions of ourselves that we have been. So I was, loving her. And it was like I realized, I believe that we are each creator beings. And as such, I wrote this script of my life for this lifetime. Um, and everything has played out exactly according to my plan, to higher powers plan. We are one in the same. Like the fear of God letting me go, it's such an illusion, but of course it was very real for me back then. But it's like to see where I was and how my life has played out and how beautiful. And even in the darkest of nights, like just seeing my higher power and seeing this plan and how beautiful life is and who I am today. And I don't know, just a lot of gratitude. And it felt really good to connect with that little girl and bring her home today. So I wanted to share that because that little girl still struggles with this fear of punishment. If I don't do the right thing, if I don't make the right choice, there's this fear of punishment from this higher power, right? And it's just like there's no fear when you have this perspective that you're making the choice that you already signed up to make. Like there's no, it's all just a movie and it's all playing out perfectly. And as much as everything matters, there's another duality which says, or another, there's the other side to that duality says, um, nothing matters. And we don't have to take ourselves so seriously today. So let's pull a card. I got the Spirit Song Tarot. This is actually my first deck. And it spoke to me. I had no idea how to read tarot at the time, but it spoke to me because Spirit Song, right? And I sing in my light language or magical language and interpret. And I was like, ooh, Spirit Song. So, yeah. I heard one more shuffle. Okay. All right, so we've got the Page of Crystals. Mr. Foxy there. Is it gonna focus? There we go. Page of Crystals, ideas, discipline. It's cool because my higher power for the last, I don't know, while, but just over the last few weeks, the fox, the symbolism behind it for me personally has really clicked. And for me, the fox means relax, take a nap as far as problem solving, finding solutions, that kind of thing. Like there's just certain areas of our life where we've done everything we can and it's time to just let it go and let the divine do their part, right? And so that's what the fox has come to mean to me, at least during this season of my life, is just let go and let God, as cliche as it is. So that being said, and it says like ideas and discipline. So I want to do, well, we're going to do a little meditation and I want to play around with this idea that there is no right or wrong. There is no black or white. There is no right or left. There's just your journey as a creator being, and trusting that whatever choices you make, however things play out, whatever choices other people make, it's all playing out perfectly. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, let's go a deep breath. So I learned the other day that the sighing it out through our mouth is actually called a vibrational breath. Thank you, Bodhi, for that. Oh, and before we jump in, I wanted to say, if you guys, really enjoy the tarot part of this, there's a woman on YouTube. It's Queen Cup Tarot. I have learned so much from her, not yes about tarot, but she channels some amazing messages. Her delivery, she's a little fiery. She's not for everybody. I really enjoy her. You may not, but if you really enjoyed the tarot and want to check out someone new, learn, get inspired, that kind of thing, then check out Queen Cup Tarot on YouTube. Okay. So we're going to go in through our nose and out through our mouth. We're going to do 3 vibrational breaths. So in through your nose and maybe pause for a moment. Let those lungs, diaphragm really fill up and expand. And then we'll release and create an audible sigh as we go out through our mouth. Go ahead and put your feet flat on the floor or bed or wherever you're sitting, and hands, palms face down. Do some grounding in through your nose. All right, I want you to imagine that you are in a rocket ship. The rocket ship has not taken off yet, but the engines are firing. The heat, the sound, the sight, it's intense. We're going to go ahead and get in this rocket ship together. And we're going to take off. 1, 2, 3, blast off. We're shooting up out of the atmosphere and into space we go. And as we enter space, really, I want you to hear like the sound of those, of that engine. So I'm gonna try and do it. Let's see. Yeah, no, I can't do it, but the sound of that crazy loud rocket ship engine, and it begins to die down, and the rocket ship begins to slow down, slow down, slow down until we come to a resting stop. And that door opens and we can breathe. No need for a spacesuit. Door opens, and as we look out the door, there's a tightrope. There's a tightrope, and it leads and it winds like a windy path, like your journey, but it's not a path, it's a tightrope. And there's fear to step onto this tightrope because you don't want to fall. You don't want to fall off. We don't want to fall to the right. We don't want to fall to the left. We know there's no gravity out here in space. We don't want to be lost. We don't want to be lost. And as we look and we follow this tightrope as far as it can go, we can see that we don't even know where it goes. Are we sure we want to get on this tightrope? I'm going to count to 3, and when I get to the number 3, I want you to allow your imagination to produce the first image that comes to mind when you think of source or higher power. 1, 2, 3. How is source showing up for you? Whatever image pops up for you is perfect and beautiful, no matter how strange or wild it may be, or maybe it's simple and predictable. It is all good. It is just right. It is just what you need. I want you to imagine that imagery supporting you and stepping out onto this tightrope. I'm seeing source as this bright white light surrounding me, but more specifically as having my back, as having my back. And as we step out onto this tightrope, we suddenly find that it is wide, it is spacious, it is an open meadow full of wildflowers. Life is not a tightrope to be endured. And we begin to run. Like a child, and your inner child is there, and there's no right or left. There's just color and life, sorrow and joy. It's all there. And it's all meant to be. And it's all being alive. I'm going to sing in my magical language and interpret. I want you to imagine that on this path of yours, this journey, this open meadow, there's all sorts of wildlife. There's a marmot. We saw a marmot yesterday out at Angora Lake. There's a marmot, there's foxes, there's deer, there's birds and butterflies. coyote or two, a bear, a gray wolf, whatever speaks to you, whatever animal you want there is there for you. And as silly as this sounds, this marmot sings a song. She alai ondu alai o alai ondu alai. She ondu yokuno hu alai ondu alai ondu alai. This is my story. This is my song. Living life all day long. From the depths of my belly comes this story, comes this song. I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna live my life all day long. All right, go ahead and come back to the room when you're ready. And I'm gonna pull advice from Spirit. This is the flower something deck. Let's see. So it's so pretty. I'm not sure what kind of flower that is. It's purple, which is crown chakra. And it says, I release old emotions that no longer serve my being. Go ahead and repeat after me. I release old emotions that no longer serve my being. And I think, it ties into this fox, this ideas, discipline. It's playing around with this new idea, with this new discipline. And again, connected to our crown chakra, which connects us to the universe, to the divine. And it's this idea that you can trust yourself. You can trust your choices. It's all playing out exactly as it's meant to play out. All right. I love you guys.